Comes in with a 6-2 record. Vandy 8-1, 5-0 in duels. Coming off a win over Ethan Oakley of North Carolina this past Friday. Nebraska's win over the Tar Heels. Jacob Vandy from Union City, Pennsylvania. A 3-time placer, won a state title as a junior at Erie Cathedral Prep. And Jacob Vandy, here's a guy, Jim, that just likes to mix things up. He's physical.
He is really physical. Nice job of coming up through the back door here. Referee looking for a potentially dangerous situation. Now you've got
Ramirez improves.
Yeah, he improves, but it's locked up in the crotch right there. Vandy is really an expert in this position right now. He's cut the corner on him. All right. Can he continue to knock him down to that left shoulder of Ramirez? Can we go ahead and knock him down? The referee's going to call stalemate. So good job by both guys in that situation.
Ramirez from Ontario, California, Walnut High School, 3-time finalist, couple-time California state champ. Was a champion at the Cougar Clash at Southern Illinois, Edwardsville.
Good, stay into him, good fit.
These two did not meet in the dual meet between these two 5 weeks ago in Tulsa.
Oh, stumble him a little bit, move him.
No score, 105 into this first period.
Good, nice and relaxed.
Vandy is just one of those,
chest down.
John Smith used to use the term grippy. You know, he puts his grip on you. He's going to be able to control whatever he grabs. Really, good solid grip. You mentioned his physicality before, Shane, but Ramirez, the slick guy, is going to go out those elbow ties, lowers level. See that little lower level drop down, and they try to complement it with a little shuck off the collar tie.
We saw Ramirez against Drank Ayala at the National Duels of Iowa. That was a really good match. Ayala won it 7-4. Of course, Richard Figueroa at this weight class as well for Oklahoma State.
Wrestle out of it.
A national champ done at 125 a couple years back for ASU.
The guy that's had a hard time adjusting to it at 133.
He's just 1-5 in his first season at this weight class. No score, 2 minutes into this first period. 8th ranked Jacob Vandy, 21st ranked Ronnie Ramirez. Troy Sproutley, a major decision for the Cowboys at 125. They lead it 4-0.
We've had over 2 minutes of wrestling, and I usually say, well, they just haven't left the logo, but this Nebraska logo is so huge, But they haven't left the starting position for the down position, so.
Wrestle out, guys.
Shot by Vandy, good slide by attempt from Ramirez.
And Ramirez has felt that about 3 times, okay? So it really isn't set up. There's no motion that goes along with it. He's not really getting to step in the bucket. So he ends up getting that feel right there and almost got the slide by.
15 seconds showing on the clock in a scoreless first period. Ronnie Ramirez, one of several young, talented Cowboys. Vandy and Ramirez scoreless after 3 minutes.
After number 1, Ramirez and Vandy tied at 0.
Vandy's got the choice, and he'll go on bottom. Vandy's only loss was at the Navy Classic. He was pinned by Raymond Lopez of American.
Right away.
Oh, beautiful, basically sit out and turn.
Quick escape by Vandy.
And he really got his feet out there quick, and a lot of good back pressure. Now drives in on his shot. An opportunity to score, but he's got his arm trapped. So that right arm of Vandy is trapped. He's not going to be able to finish it off, and a good job of trapping that. See if he could go ahead and take him back anyway. Didn't feel comfortable with moving further into the technique.
Got a stalemate. Vandy's had a couple of nice attacks. But Ramirez with the solid defense.
And I think you got to be careful with Ramirez. If you push into him too much, you're just going to, he's got that slide by. And in college wrestling now, you've got to have a technique where guys trying to take territory on you. What are you going to do? You can't just back straight off the mat. And that little go behind and shuck action that he has are 2 ways that he's able to go ahead and stay in the middle of the mat.
Keep them playing.
Vandy was 19-11 last season, 8th at the Big Tens. One of 8 All-Americans for the Cornhuskers as a 17 seed.
You see, Shane, the respect that Vandy has here.
There's that slide by.
Yeah, right. It ends up feeling it, so he doesn't really commit to pushing him across the mat or anything like that, putting forward pressure, which is another way you can go ahead and get to the technique that you want. And you know that slide-by action, like Ramirez does, it's kind of like a way for a long, lanky guy to kind of stay in the whole position.
Just over a half minute remaining in this second period. The quick escape this period, the only score on the board, the escape by Van D.
Now you got a little bit more lean from Van D.
Keep them hands clean.
Collar tie again. Left side.
Stay on his legs.
Level changes by Van D.
Wrestling fans, use promo code DUEL3 to get 3 months of Big Ten Plus for just $5.99 a month. You'll see the Midland Soldier Salutes and the Big Ten Championships, along with other top duels this season. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to BigTenPlus.com and make sure to enter DUEL3 when selecting a monthly pass at checkout to take advantage of this offer. $5.99 a month, Jim, for all that wrestling.
That's cheap.
We're giving it away.
You are. Take advantage of it.
Each guy with an escape. We've seen some attacks by Van D offensively for Ramirez. How can he create some offense?
Well, he's gone to that leg a couple times off the collar tie, you know, that right leg of Ramirez. And you've got to be careful. Ramirez is really dangerous with his counter shots. You know, I really think it's time in the match where Ramirez has got to get something going for his offense. And let's see. We know that Van D is an excellent counter wrestler here when you get on a single leg. Right? Gets the stall warning.
Now Van D's got Ramirez in a little bit of trouble.
This time he's got his arms free to be able to attack. All right.
Can he put him on a hip?
Can he go ahead and scoop the bottom leg? Now he's got to try to clear his leg, clear his head. He does.
He pops his head.
He should score.
And there, no takedown yet. And there's the takedown for Van D. Takes a 4-1 lead, the first takedown of this match.
Nice job of keeping his hips in on that mat return, Shane.
Staying in control here on the edge.
Got to wrestle like you're in the middle. Don't try to run him out. Good job of following there.
Really good mat awareness there from Van D.
Keep your hips sealed to the bottom, the back part of his back. Good mat return. Good break of the hands. Oh, another great mat return right there.
Takes riding time, over 30 seconds. They can smell it here in Lincoln. Great crowd, phenomenal atmosphere. Jacob Van D, a takedown late in this third period. There's a caution out of Ramirez.
Just running, using his legs.
That late takedown, the difference, 4-1. Van D, your winner at 133.
Take that takedown here. Took him a while to get this, and he was able to go ahead and secure the hips. But what impressed me after the takedown and how close he stayed to Ramirez.